Hello and welcome to my channel VeVe fam. I am der VeVe Meister. I'm usually doing my thing in German and Croatian and sometimes in English. So let me try to explain to you why I'm convinced that we will get DC Comics onto VeVe. Let's dig right into it. And this would be amazing, wouldn't it? June 38, the very first Superman comic, Action Comics #1, which would be 1 year before the Marvel release of their first comic. Batman, first appearance, and 2 other potential grails. Everyone knows this one. I have a real-life copy here. I became a real-life collector ever since I discovered VeVe. Surely I'm not the only one. So, something that maybe not everyone is aware of with the Black and White series, Batman Black and White, Series 6, because there has been a change, which I will come back later to. Maybe not everyone is aware of the real-life collectibles as well. We have a total of 100 of those. 6 sets have been released on VeVe, which I think it's safe to assume that we will see 19 more sets. It all started with number 1 Reso, and it ends with number 100 Todd. Our Todd, the very first VeVe collectible. And maybe also nice to know, this is one of the first series licensed by DC Direct. If you happen to see a box with a 2.0 here, that means that it's not from the first batch. The first batch was 5,000 pieces, and then the second one, I guess it was again 5,000 pieces, but this is the first series. This is still an unopened package. I did not open it yet. I will do it eventually, just to find out which mint I actually have. Maybe it's a really low mint number. I don't know, maybe 39 of 5,000, we will see. So, let's go on. The license that VeVe made back in the days was with DC Direct. And if you look at the drop date, it was the 14th of October 2020. So if we pay attention to the AMAs, to the interviews with David Yu and Dan Crothers, then we know that there has been a lot of negotiations with the licensors. And back in the days it was really difficult to explain to them what VeVe is trying to accomplish, what NFTs are. So it's safe to assume that the negotiations with DC Direct have been way before the first drop date. So my best guess is they started already in 2018, and it took them a long time to obtain a license. This is important. I will come back later to it. So, DC Direct. You can stop and read all of this, because it starts to get complicated. You'll see. DC Direct was a division of Warner Media, so they actually don't exist anymore, but still they do somehow. We will see that here. So if you are going to get a real-life collectible today, officially in the DC shop even, there was, or there still is, one available which is sold out. It's a brand new one by Jim Lee. It's still labeled with DC Direct. You can see that here. However, there is a little logo below which says McFarlane Toys. And if we investigate further, we can read that in 21, McFarlane Toys announced that it would take over management of any remaining DC Direct inventory. The company anticipates releasing new products in 2022, which is the Black Adam statue. So this is actually not that important because that was before. On 9th of April 22 we see a new license for the rest of the black and white Batman sets that we will get. So this is quite important now. Warner Brothers Entertainment Incorporation. This is now the license VeVe has an agreement with. And if we try to find out who WB is, it gets really complicated. So WB, if we scroll further down, one of their brands is DC, and then we have two more companies, DC Entertainment and Warner Brothers Discovery. So you can pause this video and try to read this, or go to Wikipedia and Google by yourself, but it's really complicated. So Warner Brothers Discovery exists for only 3 months, and we have DC Comics with the parent company Warner Brothers Discovery again. Then we have DC Entertainment. The parent here is Warner Brothers Discovery. It's a mess. From the point that I understand it, WB, so this one here, Warner Brothers Entertainment Incorporation, is the parent of everything below. So if you are to Google who owns DC or who owns DC Comics, you will always come back to Warner Brothers, and this is really good. So we also know that DC has entered the NFT space in cooperation with Palm NFT Studio back in 21. And I think the main guy responsible is this guy, Jim Lee, and we know him. Jim Lee is also present at VeVe app. Jim Lee is now the publisher and chief creative officer of DC. So he is working for DC, and DC is owned by WB. We have the HRO cards, which are also DC NFTs, and in the fine print and the trademark we can see WB Entertainment Incorporated. If we go to the Bat Calls, it's similar. They are also partnering with Palm NFT Studio, and the copyright here says only DC. So let's go back to this slide. The difference between Batman Black and White, the first 5 sets that got released, and Series 6. And here it is. Secondary market fees. In addition to the existing VeVe 2.5 secondary market fee, a 6% licensor fee will be applied to all secondary market sales for DC Direct releases moving forward. Here it says again DC Direct, which is again misleading. So, in conclusion, I remember, but I was too lazy to find the interview again. I remember that there was an interview with David Yu about his daily routine, and he talked about when he gets up and what his next steps during the day are. And for a couple of hours he had teleconferencing with different licensors, and he mentioned specifically that he's also in the talks with DC. And I might be wrong, but this is like 4 or 5 months ago. And I'm quite convinced that DC was not really happy with the initial agreement that they had with VeVe back in 2018, because in the meantime Marvel came and this additional licensor fee was introduced, right? And in April they came to a new agreement. And ever since Batman Black and White Series 6, we will have on every DC collectible or whatever it is that will be released on VeVe this additional licensor fee. So they have a new contract of sorts. And I'm quite sure that this implies that we have a good chance that we will see comics, DC comics on VeVe, because the terms have changed. When at the beginning, without this extra 6%, DC was not well in a good position. Now they certainly would be. Besides the Palm Bat Cowls and HRO cards, which are with Palm NFT Studios, I very much think and hope that the comics will be released on VeVe, because VeVe proved that they can handle comics in a very good way. So that, my friends, is why I'm convinced that we will see DC comics on VeVe. To end this video, everybody should know this fella here. This is the real deal. 5,200 pieces out there. I announced it, and I'm going to have a giveaway on my Twitter handle. So look out for me on Twitter. It will be quite soon. I was happy, I was blessed. On drop day I got 4 of the well, first appearance Superman VeVe NFTs, and I'm going to give 1 away. So check me out on Twitter, and yeah, good luck if you're participating. VeVe Meister out.